This morning we're reading from Deuteronomy chapter 4. We're going to read the first 9 verses. Beginning in verse 1, it says, "So now, Israel, give heed to the statutes and ordinances that I am teaching you to observe, so that you may live to enter and occupy the land that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, is giving you. You must neither add anything to what I command you nor take anything from it, but keep the commandments of the Lord your God with which I am charging you. You have seen for yourself what the Lord did with regard to the Baal of Peor, how the Lord your God destroyed them from among you, everyone who followed the Baal of Peor, while those of you who held fast to the Lord your God are still alive today, are all alive today. See, just as the Lord my God has charged me, I now teach you statutes and ordinances for you to observe in the land that you are about to enter and occupy. You must observe them diligently, for this will show your wisdom and discernment to the peoples, who, when they hear all these statutes, will say, 'Surely this great nation is a wise and discerning people.' For what other great nation has a God so near to it as the Lord our God is whenever we call to him? And what other great nation has statutes and ordinances as just as this entire law that I am setting before you today? But take care and watch yourselves closely, so as neither to forget the things that your eyes have seen, nor to let them slip from your mind all the days of your life. Make them known to your children and your children's children." What a powerful message Moses delivers to the Hebrews here. This speech was made just before he was delivered the Ten Commandments. The Hebrews are camping in a valley known as Peor, preparing to cross the Jordan River, and Moses has already learned that God will not allow him to cross over with them. He tells them three things here. First, he instructs them to follow God's commandments. Second, he gives an example of what had just happened to those who did not follow them. And third, he gave a bit of advice that we have found nearly impossible to follow, like do not add anything and do not take anything away from what God has commanded. Almost everyone finds it impossible to read the Bible without trying to overlook something they don't want to hear, or just as often, trying to explain why it means something other than its plain and simple meaning. We search for a rationale, not to follow the parts we find difficult. It's human nature. At other times, we try to find something in the Bible that just isn't there, making some of the most outlandish inferences so that we can claim that the Bible agrees with our own personal ideas of morals or politics or correct behavior. When we read the Bible, it's important to keep an open mind, to listen to what God says rather than to try to make the Bible say what we want it to. God knows the path to life and has given us instructions. We may not like them, and we certainly don't always follow them, but it's critical to know what they are. And if nothing else, it will teach us how we have fallen short. Christ enabled us to ask for and receive forgiveness where we deviate from God's law. But how are we to know what sins to confess if we don't know God's actual law? Please pray with me. Heavenly Lord, you have brought me to the start of a new day. Just as the world is renewed, I ask you to refresh my heart with your strength and your purpose. Forgive me for the mistakes of yesterday. Help me walk closer in your way today. This is the day I start my life anew. Shine through me so that everyone I meet may sense your presence in my soul. And take my hand, dear Lord, for I cannot do this alone. Through Christ I pray and live. Amen.